So yeah, I like it. I like it, and I know it seems like I don't. I'm not completely on. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not completely on board with it. And there's only like maybe two or three things on reason why. What I like about it, I like the look of it. I like David Cornsworth as Superman. I'm starting to kind of get on board with him being Superman. I love Lois Lane. She's Rachel Brosnahan. She's nailing that. I like everybody in the film. I mean, in the trailer so far. The things I like, the action is there's very reminiscent of Man of Steel. I've seen a lot of shots, the way they're using some of the blocking reminds me of Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, which I really like. I think that's one of Zack Snyder's best films. And I'm glad that James Gunn's kind of like adopting some of those tools and those views of how Zack Snyder kind of shot his film for that. I like that. Um, the music, the classic music, Superman music is perfect. Yeah, for the most part, I like how the vibe of from just the trailer, the story of Superman is he's going through it. He's being tasked with showing his relevance and whether he's safe for humanity. Even though he has every one of humanity's good intentions in his heart, there seems to be this backlash to whether he should still be around, whether he should be considered a threat to humanity, because of all the damage and destruction and potential destruction that he can accomplish. And I like the aspect of Lois sitting him down, like, listen, I love you. You're going to go in front of court, Supreme Court, who knows? And it's not enough that you know how to punch through walls and fly around the world and stuff like that. You have to be a symbol. You have to win humanity over, not just save humanity, but win them over, make them trust you. And one of those things that you're going to do is explain yourself. And this trial and her kind of grilling him and getting him prepared for the legal battle that he's about to face. I like that aspect of having Superman almost not be the way he was coming across was very emotional, almost naive in his explanation. I just want to save people. I didn't want to hurt anybody. I just want to save people. Why is everybody like getting on me about that? And him kind of losing himself. This is where I want to transition to the things I did not like about the trailer. Again, we're still showing shots of like Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, Crypto. Yes, they're in the film. I get it. But I just want to see Superman. And maybe showing too much Superman is going to reveal too much of the movie. And maybe that's why they didn't want to do it. But a lot of those iconic shots that I want to see, him kind of flying in the air and him, I like the shot of him and Lois kind of kissing and floating in the air. I want to see more of those shots. I want to see more of those shots. Him saving kids and cats and trees and stuff like that. You're just classic down home Superman shit. And less of the other people in the film. But that's one of the things I didn't like. I didn't like seeing all those other characters. Another thing I didn't like really about the trailer was, and I understand the context of the film, Superman needing to explain himself. Superman, he's an emotional guy, but him in the process of dealing with the questions that Lois was asking, him kind of losing himself, being too emotional, and yelling at Lois. That kind of took me way out of the trailer. I'm sorry, and some of you guys may not agree. That's totally fine. But I'm not really used to seeing Superman just lose it. And it seems like since this movie has started and since they started showing a lot of the scenes in the film, we've been seeing a glimpse of Superman falling. We've seen glimpses of Superman getting his ass kicked. We've seen Superman having his face punched into the concrete, um, bloody, screaming, and pain. And I get that. I get the idea of bringing this God from the heavens down upon earth and having him experience the pain of what it means to be human, or something akin to that, with all his might, all his power, and stuff like that. I understand that, but I just want one Superman movie, not to beat the shit, not to torture the shit out of Superman. I just want one movie that shows that yes, Superman can feel pain. Yes, he can go through all this stuff, but I want to see Superman be Superman, and it takes a lot. It takes me out of the film. It doesn't make me kind of be on board when I see him screaming or bloodied. Or I've seen that in Superman Returns. It kind of took me out when I saw in Superman Returns. I've seen it in the old Superman where he was in pain, and I understand that, but it seems like a lot of these trailers are just showing just way too much of him just not winning, not saving the day, not being that hope. Him just being ridiculed, and I get that. Once we see the movie, this is just a slice, a very thin slice of what we'll experience in the movie. That's cool, but I'm just tired of seeing Superman get his ass kicked. I just want him to win the day. I want him to kiss Lois. I want him to, you know, do Superman shit. And I'm hoping when this movie comes out July 11th, we can see that. But one thing that took me out of the trailer was him yelling at Lois. I did not like that. I didn't. It didn't really fly well with me. I wouldn't say it's out of character because I've seen like Superman be angry with Lois or in towards her direction, but on film, I haven't really seen that to that degree. And I felt that rage, that anger. I can understand it. I understand why he felt that way, all the pressure that he's feeling. He needed an outlet. He needed something to release instead of like hitting Lois. You don't want to hit Lois, but like him just expressing his frustration. I don't understand why people just don't. I don't understand why people don't vibe with me. I'm trying to save them, and that naivete, that boyishness of him, and him just losing it. I didn't really feel it in the trailer. That kind of took me out. And those are really the only things. I just wish. I hope this movie just doesn't show too many other characters and have Superman be a supporting character in this film. Just to wrap it up, I don't want Superman to be a supporting character in this film. I know that DC is trying to revitalize the brand in terms of like their heroes and their cinematic properties, and James Gunn is tasked with doing that. And part of that is opening the door for a lot of these characters that are in the DC universe, like Mr. Terrific, like Hawkgirl, like Green Lantern, and giving them a chance to shine so that we can do spin-offs or other movies with them. I understand that we have to build a franchise. I understand that. But like this should be Superman's movie. Can we just lock in and focus strictly on Superman, on Lois, on Lex? Yes, you can have a couple characters in it, but I don't want them to take more than 20% of the film, maybe less than that. And I want more of it. I want to know about this new Superman. I want to know about what he's going through. And I'm getting glimpses of that in the trailer. It's just, I don't want them to overshadow the Man of Steel, so to speak. And another part of it is I hope this movie is just not, we're going to kick the shit out of Superman, all day long. I hope he gets his shit together, so to speak. And I think that's part of the movie, is this is the movie that Superman gets his shit together. Or becomes the Man of Steel that we know. I don't know. I'm just speculating. It's just from the things that I've seen. For everything that I like, there's like maybe a few things that I don't like that don't really kind of win me over. And I just want to see more shots of Superman be Superman. I want to see more shots of him flying. I want to see more wholesome shots of just Superman being Superman without this ironic, post-ironic, viewpoint. And I know it's a new Superman for a new time and for a new millennium. And we have to we can't just do Christopher Reeve at infinitum. We have to kind of find a way to fit Superman in today's time. But I think that's kind of the allure of Superman. He's someone who's out of time. I think one hero that embodies what I feel Superman should be, and every time I look at him, is Captain America. Captain America is Superman-like in terms of his tone, how he views the world, his demeanor, how he moves is how I envision Superman to be. And I'm specifically talking about like the Chris Evans Superman. I have nothing against Anthony Mackie's Superman. He is Captain America. There's no question about that. I'm talking specifically about the Chris Evans Captain America. When I first saw him on screen, and all throughout the phase 1 through 4, that's kind of how I envision Superman to be. And I want the Superman to get a glimmer of what the Chris Evans Captain America was and what he meant. He was somebody that, yes, he followed the rules, but it was something that people looked up to him. People had hope in him. When other heroes saw him, they were in awe of him. When other people saw him, like they were in awe of him. And I want to be in awe of Superman. And I feel that this trailer, I didn't feel that awe. and maybe I need to see more before I can feel that way. But it just didn't fully get me. I'm like 96% on board with the Superman. So not going on too long. I'm going to cut it there. What are your thoughts? Did you guys like the trailer? That's fine too. I like the trailer. I didn't love it. I like the trailer, and I want to see more of it. And I will be there when the film comes out on July 11th. So I'm hoping all the best for Superman. I want it to do really well. I just need a little bit more. I just need a little bit more awe. So thank you for watching, and I really appreciate it. Cabs out.